Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here, and now that we're at the end of King of the Ring month, here I am to complete the King of the Ring reviews with my final review of King of the Ring 2002. Yeah, yeah, this was a good show, I'd say, yeah, pretty much, yeah, I'd say just about everything on the show delivered. I mean, I'd say there were, like, quite a few matches that actually turned out better than expected, yeah. Yeah, but the main event, yeah, the main event I really do not think lived up to the hype at all. I mean, yeah, the main event really was not that great at all. But, yeah, it was still overall, I'd say, a solid show from the most part, yeah. Yeah, this was also the only King of the Ring thing that occurred during the brand split, so, yeah. Yeah, the two semifinal matches were interpromotional matches, yeah. Yeah, I could have, like, gone either way with a Raw or SmackDown guy fighting each other in the finals, both Raw guys or both SmackDown guys fighting each other. Yeah, I could have gone either way. But yeah, this was still, yeah, a all-around solid show. Oh, aside from the main event. So yeah, let me just get right into it. So yeah, show kicked off with the two semifinal matches, which, as I said, were both interpromotional matches. Yeah. First up, we had RVD from Raw versus Chris Jericho from SmackDown. And yeah, this really was a really good, possibly great match right here. Yeah, I think RVD and Chris Jericho really worked well together all the time. Yeah, I really can't think of any match that they had together that was really bad. And yeah, I mean, these two really always had good matches with each other. Yeah, it was kind of funny. Like early on in the match, RVD like did his Rob Van Dam pose in Chris Jericho's face, and then Chris Jericho slapped RVD in the face, and then RVD just responded with a kick to Jericho in the face. Yeah, yeah, this was a real good match, real good to great match right here. Yeah, 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 they had that, and then yeah, RVD tried to go for the 5-star frog splash early on, but Chris Jericho shoved the referee into the ropes, causing RVD to lose his balance. Yeah. And at one point, Chris Jericho like took off the padding from the top turnbuckle. Well, and it distracted the referee. Referee tried to like get it back on. And yeah, Chris Jericho tried to cheap shot RVD, but RVD was able to get a like roll up on Chris Jericho. And then yeah, but Chris Jericho kicked out. Yeah. Then at one point, Chris Jericho used the tape from his wrist, and he was choking RVD with that. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, RVD was using his like usual acrobatic set of moves. Yeah. Yeah. RVD at one point did connect with the 5-star frog splash, but Chris Jericho, oh, survived it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Yeah, Chris Jericho like I think moved out of the way from the 5-star frog splash. Yeah. And yeah, Chris Jericho went for the lion salt on RVD, but RVD survived that. Yeah. And at one point RVD he tried to like go for like one of his monkey flip on Chris Jericho, but Chris Jericho countered it into the walls of Jericho, but it was just so close to the ropes, RVD got to the ropes real easily. Yeah. And then they both were battling on the close to the turnbuckle, and then eventually RVD caused Chris Jericho to just fall onto the top rope, yeah, and then yeah, RVD then connected with the 5-star frog splash, and RVD got the win. So yeah, it was a real good to great match. Yeah, and then afterwards, Jerry Lawler tried to get a word with RVD on what he thinks about his opponent. Could either be Test or Brock Lesnar. Yeah, and then yeah, as RVD was answering, and, yeah, Chris Jericho then attacked RVD some more and gave him the walls of Jericho. Yeah, but yeah, it was still a really good, great match. I give it like 4 stars. And then yeah, got the next semi-final match, which yeah, I already said who the two were: Test versus Brock Lesnar. Yeah, this was alright. Yeah, this was a heel versus heel match, so yeah, the crowd really wasn't like too loud for this. Yeah, the crowd really wasn't cheering either guy here. Yeah, and there were some times where, yeah, Paul Heyman actually was worried about Brock Lesnar losing the Test here, because yeah, Test was actually getting an upper hand on Brock Lesnar multiple times in this match, and it really seemed like Test could actually beat Brock Lesnar, yeah. Yeah, yeah, Test like hit a few big moves on Brock Lesnar, like the pump handle slam. Yeah, and yeah, it looked like Test may have had the match won there, but Brock Lesnar survived, and yeah, Paul Heyman was like holding his mouth, like just like total like shock and relief, yeah. And at one point, Test connected with the big boot. And yeah, at that point, Paul Heyman was just like freaking out, yeah. Paul Heyman was like really thought that that really may have been the end. But Brock Lesnar survived, and it looked like Paul Heyman was gonna have a heart attack right there. Yeah. And then Test tried to go for the big boot again, but like Paul Heyman distracted Test, and then yeah, Brock Lesnar then gave Test the F5, and yeah, Brock Lesnar won the match. So yeah, Brock Lesnar qualified for the finals with RVD, so it turned out being both guys from Raw, uh, uh, being in the finals of the King of the Ring, yeah, yeah. And then, yeah, there were like a couple of interviews in the back. Coach was like in the Raw locker room interviewing Bubba Ray Dudley on what he thought. And then, yeah, Bubba Ray was saying like he really didn't think RVD could get past Brock Lesnar. Or yeah, and yeah, he wishes that it was him winning King of the Ring, and that he would find a way to make an impact at the show. Yeah. And then Mark Lloyd from the SmackDown locker room was interviewing Lance Storm and Christian. And yeah, it was yeah, this could be total coincidence, but yeah, it was clever. It was pretty like interesting that yeah, they actually did mention that Chris Jericho and Test were the two Canadians. So yeah, if they would have won, it would have been an all Canadian final. Because yeah, as I said, both Chris Jericho and Test were Canadians, as RVD and Brock Lesnar were both Americans. So yeah, this turned out being, in their words, an all-American final. Yeah, this was just kind of like when the Un-Americans gimmick was just starting. Yeah, and Lance Storm and Christian were just saying like the entire world hates the country and that they're not going to get sucked into it, sucked into the American society or whatever. Yeah, yeah. And then next up we had the Cruiserweight Championship on the line. The Hurricane defending against Jamie Noble. And yeah, this was actually a really good match right here. Yeah, I think this may be possibly Jamie Noble's best match of his career. Yeah, I mean this was a really good match here. Yeah, this was like this was back and forth. Yeah, this was like kind of like the usual cruiserweight action. Yeah, Nydia was also, of course, in Jamie Noble's corner. A couple of times she was like distracting the referee and distracting the Hurricane. Yeah, and there were some good moves and a lot of counters in this match. Yeah, yeah. At one point, Hurricane actually he like had the there were a couple of times in this match where Hurricane actually had the match won, but Nydia got onto the ring apron and distracted the referee. Yeah. And at one point, Hurricane was like chasing Nydia on the outside, but Jamie Noble then clotheslined Hurricane on the outside of the ring. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and Jamie Noble at one point survived the choke slam. Yeah. And then at one point, Hurricane tried to grab his cape, but Nydia snatched it away. And then yeah, Hurricane flew on Jamie Noble on the outside of the ring. Yeah. And then yeah, at one point as Nydia was on the ring apron again, Hurricane was gonna like had Nydia. And then yeah, he made Jamie Noble accidentally run into Nydia. Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah, at the end of this thing, like, Jamie Noble's rug, like, Hurricane was coming from the top turnbuckle or something, but Jamie Noble avoided them, and then, yeah. Then Jamie Noble hit a huge power bomb on the Hurricane, yeah. And, yeah, Jamie Noble then was pinning Hurricane. Hurricane tried to get his foot on the rope, but Nydia shoved it off, and, yeah. Referee counted the pinfall, and Jamie Noble became Cruiserweight Champion. So, yeah, that was actually a really good match. I'd say this is one of the matches that went better than expected. I'd give this about 3.5 stars. Yeah. And then showed a little video of The Rock arriving, yeah, because The Rock said the Raw before this that he would be at the event, yeah, and and they didn't know what he was gonna do yet, so yeah, so just, I'll get back to that later, yeah. Then next up we had Ric Flair versus Eddie Guerrero, and I'd say this was another match that really went better than expected, yeah. I thought this was a pretty good match too, yeah. This was originally supposed to be Stone Cold versus Eddie Guerrero, as I'm sure a lot of you know. But yeah, this was just like a couple of weeks after Stone Cold walked out on the WWE. So this ended up being Ric Flair versus Eddie Guerrero. And yeah, like I said, I thought this was a pretty good match, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like Ric Flair being like some old guy that really Eddie Guerrero can compete with. Yeah, I mean, Ric Flair actually did really good against Eddie Guerrero here. In this match, Eddie Guerrero was like targeting Ric Flair's knees in this match because the Raw before this, like Eddie Guerrero like injured Ric Flair's knees by putting him in a figure four. Yeah. And then at one point in this match, Eddie Guerrero gave Ric Flair the figure four. And and then at one point, like Eddie Guerrero tried to go for the frog splash on Ric Flair, but Ric Flair moved out of the way. And then this was just this match just continued to go back and forth between the two guys, yeah. And then at one point Ric Flair got the figure four on Eddie Guerrero, and then Chris Benoit then came out. And then when the hole got broken, then Chris Benoit pulled Ric Flair out of the ring and then attacked him. He gave him the crossface, yeah. And as the referee was on the outside, like telling Chris Benoit to leave, Bubba Ray Dudley then came through the crowd and gave Eddie Guerrero a Bubba Bomb. Yeah, this was what Bubba Ray meant about making an impact. Yeah, and as I said, Bubba Ray Dudley hit Eddie Guerrero with a Bubba Bomb, and then Chris Benoit chased Bubba Ray through the crowd. Yeah, and then that allowed Ric Flair to pin Eddie Guerrero for the win. So it was a good match. Another one that went better than expected, I'd say. Yeah, I give that 3 stars. Then next up was the Women's Championship match. Trish Stratus defending against Molly Holly. And this was just fine. I mean, for a Divas match, this was pretty good, I'd say. Yeah. Molly Holly was like just basically like trying to do whatever she could against Trish, yeah. And Trish was using some signature moves on her against Molly Holly, yeah. And then at one point Molly Holly hit Trish with a belly-to-belly suplex, yeah. And then at one point Trish, as Molly Holly was on the turnbuckle, Trish like did what she did and threw Molly Holly down with her legs, yeah. And at the end Trish tried to go for a roll up on Molly, but then Molly countered it and got a roll up on Trish and had the handful of tights, and Molly Holly won, and Molly Holly became the new women's champion. So for a Divas match it really wasn't that bad. I give it like a 2.5 stars. Then next up we had Hulk Hogan versus Kurt Angle. And this was another match that I'm sure was better than expected for some. Yeah, I think this went better than expected, definitely, yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people were probably thinking that this was gonna be like something where Hulk Hogan could have barely moved, similar to like Ric Flair and Eddie Guerrero, but this was still a real good match right here, yeah. And Kurt Angle was really like, you could people could really say that Kurt Angle really did out wrestle Hulk Hogan here. Yeah, I mean, Kurt Angle was like doing all his moves, the German suplexes, and Kurt Angle actually did really good in this match against Hulk Hogan, yeah. Hulk, I mean, some people complain about Hulk Hogan making people look bad in the ring, but he actually did make Kurt Angle look really good here. I mean, it's not And Hulk Hogan really didn't like counter a lot of Kurt Angle's moves. Like Kurt Angle hit some laid back suplexes, and yeah, Hulk Hogan didn't counter or reverse them. Yeah, Kurt Angle actually connected with them. Yeah. Yeah, Hulk Hogan was getting some of his power moves on Kurt Angle, but yeah, yeah, Kurt Angle hit his series of suplexes on Hulk Hogan. Yeah, and yeah, then Kurt Angle hit the Angle Slam on Hulk Hogan. Yeah, but Hulk Hogan survived it, and then yeah, one point when Kurt Angle like was going for a sleeper on Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan, yeah, he fought out of it. Yeah. And then Hulk Hogan started hulking up. He did the 3 punches and the big boot. Yeah. And then yeah, this was when Kurt Angle was still wearing like the wig, and yeah, Hulk Hogan like took it off and exposed Kurt Angle's bald head again. Yeah, this was just like recently after he did it that first time on SmackDown, which I've talked about before. Yeah, and he did it again here. Yeah, and then yeah, Kurt Angle like just tried to like run off after that, and then yeah, Hulk Hogan put on Kurt Angle's wig, and then yeah, Kurt Angle grabbed a chair, ran back to the ring. And yeah, he tried to hit Hulk Hogan with the chair, but Hulk Hogan moved out of the way, and the chair like bounced off the ropes and hit Kurt Angle back in the face. Yeah. And then yeah, Hulk Hogan tried to go for the leg drop, but Kurt Angle moved out of the way, and then he got the ankle lock on Hulk Hogan. And Hulk Hogan tried to fight off Kurt Angle by getting to the ropes, but Kurt Angle pulled him back. Hulk Hogan tried kicking Kurt Angle off, but Kurt Angle held on to the hold. Yeah. And the huge shock here, Hulk Hogan actually tapped out to the ankle lock. I mean, who was expecting that to happen? I mean, was there anyone that was actually thinking that Hulk Hogan was actually going to tap out cleanly to Kurt Angle's ankle lock? I mean, yeah. I mean, even if you're not a Hulk Hogan fan, you still have to admit that that was a huge shock. I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure just about everybody was thinking that Hulk Hogan was going to win this match, or if Kurt Angle did win, he would have done it by cheating. But no, Kurt Angle actually beat Hulk Hogan cleanly by getting him to tap out to the ankle lock, and Kurt Angle is like the only person to get like Hulk Hogan as the Hulkster, the good guy, to tap out cleanly. I mean, yeah. And yeah, this just goes to show how unselfish Hulk Hogan was in 2002. He actually did put people over. Yeah, he agreed to lose to The Rock, Triple H, Kurt Angle, Undertaker, and even Brock Lesnar. Yeah, so Hulk Hogan actually did put people over that year. And yeah, I mean, yeah, Hulk Hogan actually lost 4 times on pay-per-view that year. So yeah, just goes to show how unselfish Hulk Hogan was that year. And yeah, this was still and this was a good match. I give it 3 stars. And then there was a funny segment in the back where, with like Booker T, Goldust, and Goldust. Yeah, Goldust was just as The Rock trying to like impersonate The Rock. Yeah, and then The Rock actually came from behind Goldust. Yeah, and yeah, he was telling like Goldust how it goes. Yeah, and then yeah, Goldust was just like, The Rock was mocking Goldust, like what Goldust does, the rubbing himself and all. Just was telling him to stop. Yeah. And then The Rock said what he was there to do, to just watch the Undisputed title match. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it was just kind of, it was a funny segment. Yeah. And then we got the King of the Ring final, RVD versus Brock Lesnar. Yeah, this was, yeah, this was just fine, I'd say. Yeah. This was basically the same thing. Well, no, not the same thing really, but yeah, this was basically just RVD really getting beaten down by Brock Lesnar. Yeah. At one point, RVD tried to monkey flip Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar countered it into like a power bomb. Yeah. And yeah, Brock Lesnar like got a bear hug on RVD. Yeah. Brock Lesnar was basically beating down RVD. Yeah. And then yeah, RVD tried to make a comeback. He hit the Rolling Thunder on to Brock Lesnar, and then gave him the 5-star frog splash, but tried to go for a cover, but Brock Lesnar survived it. Yeah. And then at one point, Paul Heyman he cheap shot at RVD as the referee had his back to him, but yeah, that ended up having RVD just fall down on top of Brock Lesnar. But yeah, Brock Lesnar kicked out. Yeah. And then yeah, RVD then like kicked down Paul Heyman. Then yeah, he tried to go for like a crossbody onto Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar caught RVD in midair, and then he gave RVD the F5, and yeah, Brock Lesnar won, and Brock Lesnar became the 2002 King of the Ring. Yeah. What can I say about Brock Lesnar winning? Brock Lesnar was just like in the WWE for like 3 months up to that point, and yeah, what didn't happen with Brock Lesnar? Yeah, won King of the Ring, and yeah, he like took out Hulk Hogan and The Rock, won the title, and yeah, feud with the Undertaker, beat him in the Hell in a Cell. Yeah, and then he eventually won the Royal Rumble, headlined WrestleMania. Yeah, Brock Lesnar was basically on top of the WWE for basically the next 2 years after that. So yeah, Brock Lesnar's run here was just great. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about it. Yeah, Brock Lesnar just had a great run. And him winning King of the Ring here was really just the start of his career, just like everyone else that I've mentioned before. Kurt Angle, Edge, Triple H, Stone Cold, yeah. So yeah, and yeah, it was a decent final. I give it about 2.5 stars. And then we got the main event for the Undisputed Championship, Undertaker defending against Triple H. Yeah, and also you had Paul Heyman on commentary for the first half of the match. Yeah. Ugh. This really was not the greatest main event in the world. Seriously. It just really was not that interesting at all. Seriously. Neither one of these guys really did anything to make this match interesting. Yeah, it was just like a back and forth match, but it wasn't interesting really. Yeah, this match, it's not nearly as good as any of their 3 WrestleMania matches. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, there's really nothing to talk about, really. It was just back and forth, just average moves here. Nothing really special until like the end of it. Yeah, yeah. One point, Undertaker removed the padding from the turnbuckle, and yeah, he tried to Irish whip Triple H into it, but Triple H reversed Irish whipped Undertaker into it. And then at one point, when Paul Heyman was saying, like, after Brock Lesnar won King of the Ring, he went to The Rock and beat him down, and The Rock left the building. Yeah, yeah. And then yeah, at one point, like, the Undertaker catapulted Triple H into the corner that the referee was standing in, and then Undertaker accidentally nailed the referee, and the referee got knocked out. Yeah. And then Triple H and Undertaker clotheslined each other. And then The Rock then came out, and then Paul Heyman just hightailed out of there. And then The Rock said what Paul Heyman was saying wasn't true about Brock Lesnar beating him down and The Rock leaving. Yeah, Rock was just saying that wasn't true. Yeah. And then yeah, it went to the outside of the ring, and yeah, and at one point Undertaker kicked The Rock in the face, and The Rock went down. Yeah. And Undertaker grabbed a chair and was gonna hit Triple H with it, but then The Rock came back and attacked Undertaker, and The Rock grabbed the chair, and he tried to hit Undertaker with it, but Undertaker ducked, and The Rock accidentally hit Triple H. And then that busted Triple H open, and yeah, Undertaker then took out The Rock. And it came back into the ring, and Undertaker gave Triple H the last ride. Then another referee came into the ring, because yeah, the original referee, Earl Hebner, was still out. Yeah. And Triple H survived the last ride, then Undertaker took out the second referee, Nick Patrick. Yeah. Then The Rock recovered when the ring attacked Undertaker again and gave him the rock bottom. Yeah, and then yeah, Undertaker and Triple H both were just down and not moving, and so was the referee. Yeah. And then yeah, Triple H hit a pedigree on Undertaker, but the referee was still out, and as Triple H tried to like revive Earl Hebner, Undertaker then hit Triple H with a low blow and rolled up Triple H, and yeah, he got the pin. So yeah, I really was not a fan of the match ending like that. Yeah, just a low blow and a roll up, not even a finisher here. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, it really was just not that interesting at all. It just really is just not. Yeah, as I said, it's not nearly as great as any of their 3 WrestleMania matches. Yeah, I only give it like 2 stars. And then yeah, afterwards Rock came back to the ring, attacked Undertaker some more, gave him a spinebuster and a people's elbow. Then afterwards Triple H then pedigreed the Rock, and then after that Undertaker then chokeslammed Triple H. So yeah, kind of over. Yeah, so it's a little bit of overbooking too involved here. So yeah, really not great main event at all. So overall, the show I give it about a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, because yeah, aside from the main event, I'd say it was a pretty good show. And yeah, like I said, had, had some of these matches I think turned out better than expected. Yeah, like Hurricane Jimmy Noble, Ric Flair and Eddie Guerrero, Hulk Hogan and Kurt Angle. Yeah, those were all really better than expected, I'd say. So yeah, so yeah, overall a good show, just not a very good main event. Alright, so that does it for my review of King of the Ring 2002, and that does it for King of the Ring month. I hope you guys enjoyed these King of the Ring reviews. I apologize for, like, making almost all of these, like, the second half of the month, but yeah, it was just like I told you, I was just busy, like, finishing school and stuff, so yeah. And yeah, but I'm just glad I was able to get through all of these in time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these King of the Ring reviews. And so yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.